becomes Kizawato Nobunaga. And this is a subject that I never thought of doing after so long, but I feel like I need to bring this back and just have it off my head so that maybe I can just move on from it. And that also this whole subject needs to be talked about because it's just been getting more worse years and years ahead, even when I wasn't talking about him much. Now I know I have talked about a pedophile named SAF SFM who I have discussed it or mentioned it once in a video talking about a model leaker who will remain unnamed. And well, I guess I could make a quick update about it. He hasn't fucking changed at all, and there's another wanker or two that likes to keep doing it, so there you go. Done and deal. But we're going to be talking about somebody who is actually a lot worse than those. We're going to be talking about a pedophile who I'm familiar with. We're going to be talking about a pedophile named Spyro Alien Force SFM, aka SAF SFM, aka Saffron Chronicles, aka Plasma Catherine. Basically, change your name, Alien Force SFM. Now, disclaimer, this isn't a hate campaign, like I said in the warning. This is not a bullying. And what this subject will contain, it will contain pedophilia, cyberbullying, and all sorts of fucked up shit back in 2015 to nowadays, which I do not condone. I do not condone any of these, and it should be looked at as degeneracy. So, without further ado, let's talk about some creepy people. Now, I'm not going to try to make this video too long, and I hope I don't. If I do, oh god. But I'm going to make this quick as possible with some of the stories. So I'm going to lay down everything from point 1 to point 2. SAF SFM is a pedophile YouTuber who has been doing things terrible to minors from 2013 to nowadays. Yes, that is how many years he has been doing this shit, and it's really fucking stupid how he's doing this for a fucking decade, basically. SAF SFM, or Spyro Alien Force SFM, or how he'd keep changing his name, Plasma Catherine, TMK, Saffron Chronicles SFM, and other names that he keep hiding in Steam like Commando Mangle, Warlord Mangle, Mysterious Puppet. Oh god. And basically, SAF SFM is a pedophile who makes content that is basically trying to merge Zachu 37's universe with his rape comic series. And since I knew him, not that I should be proud of, because this kind of memory is fucking disgusting. Not that I should be proud of knowing the things he has done. SAF SFM's whole series in a nutshell is rape. It's rape, death rape, harming minors, and basically 50-year-old characters or anyone who is over the age where he sexually abuses minors. There is no lore to most of his comics other than just there's tars that rape, there's plasma things that rape, and most importantly, most of his content is just rape. Back then, he actually had his channel terminated once for displaying hentai of underage characters scissoring and other rape comics and rape animations and rape whatever. It's basically degeneracy, and that is how he got his first channel terminated. He, of course, made a new one because I guess not learning from your mistakes wasn't enough. Now, if all you don't know who Zachu37 is, he is also a YouTuber with what I would assume million subscribers because he makes FNAF content. Back when FNAF was trending and everything, where he made very simplified animations that are not vaguely detailed, but they're there, I guess. And there was this whole thing where Zachu37 found out that SAF is a pedophile, and there's been 2 stories now where SAF got banned from Zachu's Discord server, while also there's now a rumor where Zachu is keeping SAF. The thing is about SAF SFM is he is not a nice person. Now, I've been looking into this description, and there are a lot of things that really have made me a little bit teed off because this is some bullshit. Now, some of his content where he'll say something like this, I just want to make stories and create random stuffs. No, you want to do pedophilia, you want to rape people, you want to be a creep. You can watch it if you want, just do not cause any problems. You mean the problems that you make. Which, by the way, he does make problems. It's not people that made problems, it's the one that he does it, but then also continues to bully people for it. So he's the one that makes a lot of problems most of the time. But I guess calling you a pedophile is a problem. I'm shy, autistic, and heavily misunderstood regardless. I'm neutral and can be friendly or non-friendly, depends on your actions. So, let me get this straight with you. You're shy, you're autistic. First of all, do not bring autistic as an excuse for whatever reason. Like, based on some people, do not use autistic as your excuse. Do not use autism. Because if you use it, then it's not gonna fucking shape well when people know what you've done. And you're shy. First of all, you're not afraid to show your dick to children. That is the problem with you. And heavily misunderstood. You are not heavily misunderstood. You're a pedophile. I'm neutral and can be friendly or non-friendly, depends on your actions. Again, you're saying you're friendly and also not friendly. So if it's a minor, you would be friendly. If someone would be basically ignore pedophilia you've done, you would accept them. But if they say you're a pedophile, you're non-friendly. You can see how he does this. He tries to make himself sound innocent. Like, you don't just fucking say you're innocent after all the pedophilia you've been doing recently, and then thinking that coming back to the internet would be a good idea. Which, by the way, there has been stuff where there are people saying that SAF is going to be leaving the internet, but then comes back like this, like, even after all the things that have been going on recently. So he's continuing to do content even though that he's getting heat from all this. Not the best idea, really. You can watch if you want, just do not cause any problems. I'm shy, autistic, and heavily misunderstood regardless. Now, this is what pissed me off, was he's using the autism as an excuse for his pedophilia. He's using shy and heavily misunderstood as an excuse for pedophilia. He is trying to bury everything he did a couple years ago and then shove him in a skeleton closet so that he can do this again, and hoping that nobody would call the police on him. Chris Henson, if you're watching this, please do something about this pedophile. Fucking Christ. So here we are again, back to another subject where it's evidence and all that. SAF hasn't learned anything from the things he done, so he continued doing YouTube regardless if he's having people calling him out pedophile and all that, and everything that he's been doing recently. So he's continuing to do the things, even though that what he's been doing is wrong. And here's one of the examples of where he's still being active, which is really dumb of him, because that means that he is still not learning from his mistakes and he's continuing to do the things that he's been doing. Really. And I'm not sure who this person is, but I'm going to assume it's some dumb minor who doesn't know any better. And there's this quote, which, by the way, I want to give credits to these two people that I've been collecting some of their posts on X. Say no to predators and exposing Spyro Alien Force SFM, which these two people have been amazing for displaying the most fucking degenerate actions SAF has been doing. Nobody really stands up against SAF, or nobody ever talks about it, because if they do, SAF would manipulate children and or idiots who don't know any better to go and harass people online. Which, something that SAF did back in 2015. SAF has been harassing everyone who even says one thing to him. One thing. So if you call him a pedophile, he would manipulate a bunch of children, telling you to go kill yourself. And I've actually had my fair share of that kind of experience, where he actually had made kids go at every profile I've ever made. Whatever if it's in YouTube or other social medias, he would basically tell me by making kids say to go kill myself, and he would also call me a faggot. Or, if I want to blur the word, derogatory insult for homosexual. He basically said a homophobic slur to me, and so did the kids. SAF was not just a pedophile, but also a bully. He was a absolute cyberbully. He would basically make a lot of kids harass a person nonstop until they just fucking give up, and SAF would have his way with them. It is that fucking messed up that you would have to go out of your way to harass somebody because what you did. And by the way, these screenshots are actually real. These are actual screenshots of SAF being a pedophile to minors. And basically admitting he's a pedophile, but not accepting the fact that he is, and not doing anything to change it. He's still being a pedophile. Which we will be going on a few things soon enough. Which, the comment from earlier, it's recent. It's 2025. So SAF is still active. He's still being a pedophile to this day. Not turning himself into the cops and all that. So it really goes to show you something. So here's some of the few evidence I've been finding out recently about SAF. And sure, they're 2019, but this is still something that is not okay. You don't just ignore this stuff and go oh, it's in the past. Which a lot of these kids who defend SAF always bring up these excuses, which I will be addressing them right now. All these kids who would defend SAF, it would shit down on anyone saying certain quotes like, consequences are prevailed. Let me repeat that. Consequences are prevailed. So basically, SAF SFM is still threatening people by using kids to say things for him. And they always do this weird thing where they would say, I'm not his friend nor his crony, I'm a spokesperson for him, but then they also say they're his friend right after. So it's well, make up your fucking mind. Are you his friend or are you not? Just want to point that out, that SAF has this really weird thing where they say they're not his friend, but also his friend. So yeah, I guess there are people who are ambitious enough to defend a pedophile, which I guess it's kind of a common thing in YouTube. I mean, look at Minilad, look at, I think Sneeko, look at Dr. Disrespect, look at all these people who are pedophiles, and there's always people who would defend them because they love what they did, and they don't want that gone. Fucking Jesus. That is so stupid in my honest opinion. And they'll always say shit like hater prone, which when I looked it up, it's just another word for hate. It's just another word to make someone feel bad. They always say other stuff just to make the person feel bad for just even someone to say they want to vent out Saf being a pedophile. That's like Mini Lads fans telling that one girl to fuck off because she vented her whole fucking experience with him. People just don't fucking listen, I guess, is what I'm saying. And they would always paint the victims, like Saf's victims, haters, and or people who wants to feel good for themselves, which, how the fuck do you feel good about yourself for something that actually hurted them back then? It's like they don't want the truth to be revealed, and I think that's what Saf wants right now. He wants the truth not to be revealed. So instead of, admitting he is and going to jail for it and all that, he decides to bring kids to harass these people online just because. And by the way, if anyone is experiencing these kind of things where if you vent something against Saf and they're attacking you, then it means it's working. You're hurting Saf and you should not stop. Just saying. And another thing, they always say that people are aggressive towards Saf. First of all, yeah, of course people are going to be aggressive towards Saf for one, because he's a pedophile. People hate them. There's like a whole community, I bet you, that has a whole deaf to pedophile thing. But the thing is, it's so dumb that people would defend pedophiles, treat them like victims because they're fucking making children feel bad. Saf is manipulating people online just to get what he wants. Which, this will be an example of how he fakes this shit while this whole thing is happening. Now, if anyone can tell, this is Saf's actual account on it, Suffering and Forgettable. Because why? Because he always has a snowflake on it. Really would say about what he is in a nutshell. Suffering and forgetful. And Saf would basically do this just to make kids feel bad for him. He would try to make these sad as fuck SFM, broken forever, suffering and forgetful. Basically something to make kids feel bad for him because he is in complete and utter pain. And Saf isn't really actually suffering. He really isn't. If Saf was suffering, he would be either going through some kind of suicidal tendency, which he isn't suicidal. Which I will be bringing up something like that soon, and it's going to be something I would never, ever, ever want to bring up again. Suffering and forgetful. Is this quick? Yes. You've never talked to me that much, other made any comics. Sorry. Who's that? Why's? Because I wasn't able to do them for you. I just didn't really like the sexual themes, to be honest. I've been waiting for them quick. I know you're still a fan, but I really like to see them. Yeah. So, this subject, obviously, Saf is still being a gooner. Now, if any one of you knows what that is, good. But if anyone doesn't know what it is it's basically gooner stuff. It's basically someone who is so horny they are past beyond saving. Saf is a absolutely horny pedophile, and may I mind you, this was during when he was suffering. Yeah, I'm sure you're suffering. More like your dick is suffering from the amount of child porn you've been watching. Do you want me to send blank on you? Now, I don't know what this is, or what he said, but I'm assuming it's either a word or some kind of image, I don't know. But basically, Saf is going to show porn to a minor. But to my understanding about Quick is, basically, I guess he's a guy that does comics about stuff that isn't sexual. But Saf forces them, so there's something more to it. And then it continues on from different subjects. These dates are a little bit weird, but this one would be taken around 06/20, so this would be like, I would assume it's June 20th, while the other one is December of 2018. Jesus. And then 03, which this would have to be February. Okay. Do you miss being your fluffy self? I pet your butt. By the way, if anyone's wondering, this is what he actually sounded like. Like, I've actually heard his voice before. And yes, he never talks around strangers, because he knows that if his voice gets fucking out, it'll just be bad. But his voice is basically like this. I pet your butt and your hips of your fluffy body. Like, he's basically like a high-pitched creep that is so quiet. Yeah, it's I pet your butt and hips of your fluffy body. Okay then, why are you uncomfortable about this? Because I do not like the sexual themes and interactions. I could take Fluffy in my ships, but I'm less than 18 years of age still. Now, take that and note, people. This guy is not 18. This is an underage kid, which really goes to show you about something about SAF's interest. Of course. And this is what really fucking pisses me off, was even though SAF knows this guy is not interested in sexual stuff, porn, and all that, he's not into the whole interactions, he's a minor. SAF continues to do this shit with a kid. And then if we can, like, get on to these things, which, it escalated. 07 to 12, 2019. So this would be... Still not funny, quick. Do you want me to send you nude versions of yourself? If anyone has not seen the red flag about this kind of thing, then you should. This is clearly a red flag. First of all, that kid is underage. Back then. Secondly, you do not threat somebody to go send nude versions of his character, because A, that is fucking disgusting, and B, if you were to ever send that in public, you would be fucking noosed. People in their right minds would think this is fucking disgusting. No, then knock it off with the memes. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually find this picture, whoever this blanked person is, if I may ask for this guy, can I have those funny black meme pictures, because I find them hilarious. That is so fucking stupidly funny, it's great. Frep. You retarded or what? I don't know, I don't know, I asked the same thing, are you retarded, Seth? Now, again, you know, can we, like, take back about the thing I said about where Seth said he's shy, autistic, friendly, and heavily misunderstood? Can we all take back about what he just said on his descriptions that he recently changed? He first said he's shy. He isn't shy to do this shit. He's autistic. He's calling somebody retarded. But yet he's one himself. But then also fucking bullies them. And forcing them. And keeps doing this shit. And he says he's heavily misunderstood. So think about that for a moment, how fucking stupid that is. And of course the guy said yes, so whatever. Which I'm guessing he's just basically messing with Saf, because Saf is being a massive wanker. You asked for it, and it displays the pictures of two characters that I actually know. And these two characters, which I'm gonna have to probably blur the rest of the picture on the next one. These two are actually characters that get raped all the time in his original comics and his old animations before they were taken down. So these characters are basically underage. Think about that for a moment, people. And I fucking love this dog picture that this guy made. Fucking mental. Literally can't see anything, but okay. You're such a slut, quick. Which, by the way, another red flag. First of all, you don't call kids sluts, Saf. You don't. You don't. This is obviously a fucking red flag. This is wrong. So I'm pretty sure this also takes back to the whole rest of the comment section from earlier about the whole Really like to see them, so this is a continuation. I know you're still a fan, but I really like to see them. Yeah. Please, I really want to see them. I lost them though. I rebooted my computer because it needed to be cleaned up and updated. I'm assuming this guy had issues with his computers and that he had to just basically wipe everything just to make it work, which, yeah. Computers are a real asshole for that. And again, like, SAF is like forcing porn or would bully them just to get what he wants, which, like, fucking red flag again. Like, this isn't okay. This is just wrong. You don't just go, like, saying you want to see them and then go fucking threatening them and bully them, calling them retarded and then a slut, and just continue on being an absolute fucking degenerate. Which, there's another set of evidence to be said, but then there's also more from this too, so it's not done yet. This is where it just gets really cringy, so if anyone is gonna find this like cringy and shit, just look away. Do you know what dress slime there is? No. Well, it's a long dress, not a thick slime, and it's like a snare shape, but it still acts like a skinny dress. Why are you trying to explain your fetish to a minor? Like, man, mind you, this is like when someone said they are not interested with what you want. So basically what you're saying is that dress is basically just a rape dress, is what you're saying. He's trying to make it sound like it's normal, but it really fucking isn't, most of the time. That's how dress slime bears work. That's how vor pedophilia works. Okay. So you're still thinking about it, the uncut would be sent to me? I don't know. Well, the uncut can be sent to me here. Again, you see how he's pushing this too. He's trying to, like, keep doing this. He's like, he wants... whatever this guy is making, SAF obviously likes what he's drawing and going like, I want some of that drawing, give me some of that. Fucking Christ. Okay. Mike, whatever TA comic you can, but use some of these. Hello? Dot? Question mark? I don't know what TA comic is, but I'm guessing it's gonna be relating to his rape or whatever, or just really whatever it is. I'm not gonna look it up about what TA is, but yeah. Again, like, he is like pushing his fetish to somebody that is not clearly interested in whatever he is forcing them to. And when the guy is saying he doesn't want to do it, he still pushes it, and he becomes a fucking asshole. And again, looking back about the whole comment he said about that he is shy, autistic, and heavily misunderstood. But then you go looking at these, and it's like, yeah, I'm sure you're shy, I'm sure you're autistic, and I'm sure you're heavily misunderstood when you're treating somebody else like shit and you don't want to be bullied. And it's ironic. It's when the bully calls out another bully. He doesn't like it when somebody bullies him because he's a pedophile. But yet when he bullies somebody, he takes enjoyment out of it, and he just fucking says shit to them. And these are kids, by the way. But yet, you go bullying people, calling them sluts, calling minor slut, and you're calling them retarded or some shit. And you're sitting here wondering, and you're sitting here with that fucking name. May I mind you, the name, Suffering Forgetful, call somebody retarded, bully somebody, and call them a slut. Yeah, I'm sure you're shy, autistic, and heavily misunderstood. I'm sure you're suffering and forgetful. It's so fucking dumb that people would even defend him, and then this shit like this. Like, come on. And yeah, again, like, It's stupid. He's unfortunately more of the same from him, and him shamelessly calling children sluts, as well as a confirmed confession from the man himself. Now, SAF said or confessed that he done this before. He called children sluts, which that isn't just, which not just him, not just that kid who was like fucking ranting about his Vortress and shit, slime or whatever. What the fuck? He's basically telling other kids they're sluts. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, do you not look back about all this and realize how fucking barmy this is? How fucking disgusting. Like, he goes out of his way to hurt people, laugh at them, mock at their suffering. But yet when he is suffering, he has to go full attention whore mode and just fucking beg for forgiveness and everything that he did that's obviously his fault. And you wonder why people shit on you, SAF. Wow. Sorry, it's just, it pisses me off that he goes acting like a dickhead to everybody, but yet when everybody acts like a dickhead to him, he cries about it. And again, he's autistic, so apparently we have to be so sympathetic for him. I'm not being sympathetic for a pedophile, no matter if you have disability or not. I don't fucking care. You did bad shit. Get bad shit in the end. And then here's this one, which really, really is something. Which he has been doing this a lot to other people back then too. A victim around 10 years of age. Fucking Jesus. When this happened, from around 4 to 5 years ago. So the current person's unnamed. Okay, so SAF was a weirdo back in the day. So this post is probably recent because the guy was talking about it, and this was the experience of him years ago. Was a weirdo back in the day. I was around 10, and he would bully me for looking young and talking. He was very gross when animating, and he always typed, never talked. That is true, coming from my experience. He barely talks, and when he does, he just sounds quiet, and he just sounds like a total fucking creep. So I just want to let everyone know that he never talks. He only types. Which really goes to show you something. The things I heard from people about him masturbating on call with minors, which that is true, by the way. He did sext with one person on call with minors and being really gross. He would make fun of my voice and looks a lot, and it really upsets me. Again, even though it's said twice, but still, he would make fun of people's voice, which is ironic, where SAF sounds like a pussy. So he makes fun of somebody who sounds like a squeaker, but yet when SAF was talking, again, this is his voice. I'm gonna do, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. Hey, Floofy. Hey, little Floofy. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know why, but I get shivers from fucking thinking about that. It's fucking gross. Yeah, that's how he fucking talks. And it really upsets me. He would constantly tell me to fuck off. He is very, very interested with telling people and insulting and bully people. Don't tell him that you're suicidal, because then he'll just fucking tell you to go kill yourself. He would always make these excuses oh, I'm gonna do it and I can do it. I'm gonna do it and I can do whatever the fuck I want. Or, yeah, he would just basically mock you for this and that. Hell, he would mock people for being autistic. So it's ironic that he said he doesn't want problems. No one should bully SAF for being autistic, but yeah, he bullies people for being autistic. Think about this for a moment, people, of how fucking backwards this is coming from him. Or how how much of a hypocrite that is. And it really grossed me out. So SAF does this to minors. He bullies them, he calls them sluts, he gets them into all this weird shit, but he doesn't become self-aware of how wrong this is. and realized that this could get him in trouble. Now, I've saved this one for last. This man I don't know what that is about, but I'm guessing it's something. Again, SAF changed his name to something that is attention-seeking, calling himself unstable. Yeah, you are unstable for not containing your goonerness to children and all that. By the way, for anyone, I know I'm well aware that I do not like these words, but I cannot believe I'm fucking saying these words. Gooner. Bloody hell. Unstable SAF. Happy New Year. Now, here's this person that I'm only just gonna say and not like ever bring it up again. 12 Foxy 12, aka SAF's former girlfriend. Unless she is still with him, then dear fucking God. Then 12 Foxy 12, you too. Unstable SAF, why would Sylvia want to add me? She doesn't want to be my friend. On what? Staying? I don't know. You ask her. And here's where he just doesn't fucking like. This is what pisses me off, because it sounds like shitty excuses and all that. In order to earn everyone's trust, I must earn my redemption, even if it means more suffering to me. First of all, to earn everyone's trust, I must earn my redemption. What redemption? You groomed children. You bullied children. You called them sluts. You treated people like shit. You treated people back in 2015 to hear like shit. You death threat people online by using kids, manipulating them to harass and attack people through every social media possible, which basically you're stalking them by having kids, telling them to go kill themselves, threatening them or the family, and or constantly going at their posts, saying shit to basically cancel them. You have been a fucking asshole to everyone online, including me. Now, I'm sorry if that came off like, but like, it's just, from seeing this, it was bullshit. More suffering to me. Like, no, you're not suffering. You're not really suffering? Well, here's what I'm gonna say, like, before I even go there. Like, what are you suffering? The fact that people are calling you pedophiles? The fact that they're saying you're a fucking asshole? You're calling kids sluts and you're grooming them and bullying them just to get what you want? Yeah. No, that isn't suffering. And what can you redeem? He was a fucking dick. And first of all, like, what redemption? Being a pedophile, there is no redemption. Other than going to jail, that is your only redemption. Like the only way you can ever redeem yourself is to go to jail. Anyways, sorry, just had to let that one out. I just had to let that one, because that's such a poor pity me excuse. You're not really suffering. I mean, not everyone can, because they know what you have done and stuff. And again, like, no, of course, not everyone can forgive. No one's gonna give you their trust anymore, because you did shit over and over again. Like, do you not look back at the things you've done and realize people can fucking look at this and go like, you're fucking gross. And then of course he continues on saying, and they will never forgive me. Not what I've done to every. No, it is because of what you've done to everyone. They'll never forget you for what you've done. You're saying it like as if no one, they're not gonna forgive you. What? Not just this or that. It's like, yeah, it's because they're not gonna forgive you because of this. They never. It's fucking dumb. And also saying this, not even your mother doesn't like me, and I know they're still looking for me. Now, here's something I want to actually, like, point out. As far as I know there was some information about this individual's mother. She called the police, or looking for SAF, and they still are to this day. You have got to be the dumbest fucking cocksucker to think in any way, shape, or form that by, like, what can you do. Because, like, to this day, you're still having people threatening other people online whenever they bring this up. You still do. So why the fuck are you saying you're innocent and everything, but yeah, you still have these people who are either spokesperson or that they're just straight people going to threat. But yeah, that's all I gotta put out. I am so fucking done with everything this guy has ever done. Because obviously, he isn't going to learn from any of this. He isn't going to go to jail unless somebody does, which I hope somebody puts him in jail. I want to make this clear to everyone that by the time I talk about this will never be mentioned, hopefully never mentioned again. And I do not want to think about this anymore. This is something that I had to live with for a decade. And actually, it was going a lot better when I wasn't when I was trying to avoid that shit, even though the SAF has been going at me in 2021s and shit. I still have to deal with some of the things he brought on to me that would not make me able to like the things I like nowadays. And this is even affecting on the project that I was doing that was it wasn't supposed to be popular and shit. It wasn't supposed to get up in all view numbers and all that. It wasn't supposed to go up anywhere. It really fucking wasn't. But it somehow did. And I'm fucking baffled. You guys are crazy for liking this shit. And I like it. It's rare. It's like a medium rare steak you don't get often. Even though it doesn't matter how you fucking cook it though. But the thing was, I try to improve my work, and that really leads me into some of the things that people have used to say back in my older projects, and I am not happy with my old animations anymore because of him, because of SAF. Back when I was exposing SAF for the things he has done and other shit, he has brought multiple of people harassing me down on any platform I've ever created and basically telling me to go kill myself. He called me a faggot, a homophobic slur, and there would be people spamming that over and over and over and over again, and SAF would take pleasure to all that. He would constantly have people DMing me in wherever I use for communication, where they would threaten me and whatever of my friends or family I had, and they would tell me that they would go to my house and fucking kill me. Again, this was his followers, and of course he's gonna try to fucking lie and say, well, I've never did this to you or anyone. I never did this to you and anyone. I never did this to you. Oh, I've never threatened you. Well, yes, you did. You can lie to all these children for all I give a shit, but you are not fucking lying to all the things you've been doing. I know he's gonna try to lie and say, oh, I've never did this to you. You did. You just don't want people to know about it. You don't want people to know the truth. And with that being said, when they were death threatening me and all that, even if I've been trying to get off the internet most of the time and trying to calm down at everything and try to be less on the internet, it didn't really fucking help, because whenever I do try to come back, still getting death threats and everything, and that gave me anxiety and depression, and it actually got me into harming myself. And, well, you can probably tell from this thing here, that's the problem with, people like him. They always get away with it. They always get away with doing this shit to other people. The people who cut themselves is a fucking serious thing, and suicide has been, like, no joke most of the time on the internet, and even then, like, you pulling this shit, the unstable, the broken forever, the sad as fuck, the suffering and forgetful, you are treating people like shit, and you're pulling this. And sorry everyone for me cursing so much. Like, I curse a lot, so expect that from you already expected that from my channel from videos, but like, I was having to deal with this shit for years. Where, like, and it's not just threatening me and everything. They go on my comments and shit on my videos, no matter what it is, no matter if it's having fun with somebody, no matter if it's just me trying to socialize with whatever online, no matter if it's just me having fun with a friend and gaming or doing animations and such. No, just people would shit on my video for the sake of shitting on my video. They always leave these certain things, shitting on my video. They would always leave these things and then telling me to go kill myself. Again, from him. This was back in 2015 all the way to 17. And it kind of lingered a little more in 19 and shit. By the way, for anyone, I was a teenager back then. I was a teenager back in 2015. And actually, funny enough, there were people in the comment section, there was people on Reddit who were, like, going at this one guy who vented out about SAF. And this guy was just basically being a major prick, threatening him and saying that there will be consequences and everything. And that he would also say that there's an ambitious person who will go at this person. And they're saying, like, doing needs to be the safety of yourself. Safety for what? You first say you were not being a threat, and then you were being a threat, then saying you were not a threat, but also saying you're a threat again. Like, who? What are you gonna do? I'm sorry, but anything these people say are obviously dying on a hill for him, which the hill is already bleeding. It already bled a lot. This will be the last time I'll ever talk about this story ever again. I will never bring the subject of what he has did to me and how this has affected me through the years. Which, by the way, I'm never going to ever recover from, like, doing the harming to myself because of him, because of the amount of people who've been death threatening me just because he was caught being a pedophile. This guy was caught being a pedophile, and his first idea was, time to go death threat this guy. Go fuck him up. You're a piece of shit, Sean. You're a disgusting freak, and you deserve to be locked up. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching this video. But also, I hope this brings attention to an awareness to this problem. Because obviously this creep is constantly trying to hide from everything and trying to hide the things he has done. By lying, by pulling off this I'm an innocent YouTuber kind of excuse, by using autism, which, by the way, you don't ever fucking, like, don't ever fucking do that. Don't use autism as an excuse to the things that you've done. It bottles up, and it's never a good thing when things bottle up. But of course, when you talk about it, there are people who will just die hard defend them. So the moral of the story, really, for all this, don't be like SAF, who is basically just the first mini lad, because SAF is basically mini lad in a nutshell with the whole pedophilia, where he'll try to deny everything, try to contradict people what they say, manipulate people to harass other people, and really just being a massive wanker. And if anybody ever says that he's gonna change, no, I don't believe he will. The only time he's ever gonna change is if he goes to jail. He needs to be locked up. He's been doing this for 10 fucking years. I want that to be reminded. He's done this constantly every year. This is Kizuwatsu Nobunaga, signing off.